All right, for this lesson, we're going to be plotting points using polar coordinates. Now, in the past, we've used rectangular coordinates or Cartesian coordinates to plot points on a plane. And we did that by going out on the x-axis a certain amount and then up on or down on the y-axis a certain amount. So for example, the point 3, 4, we're going to go out 1, 2, 3 on the x-axis and then up 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis, and that's going to be the point 3, 4. And all of our coordinates were always in an ordered pair, x first and then y, x comma y. That's how we always have plotted points in the past. And we call these, again, rectangular coordinates or Cartesian coordinates. Now we're going to be learning a new way to plot points on a plane, and that's using polar coordinates. So with polar coordinates, we're going to start with some point of origin. We're going to call that the pole. And we're also going to start with an initial axis that we'll call the polar axis. And then instead of going out a certain amount and then up a certain amount, we're going to measure, or we're going to plot some point based on how far away it is from this pole and what the angle is from this polar axis. So for example, if we've got some point up here, say, we're going to give this distance from the pole out to that point, which we're going to call r for radius. And then we're going to give this angle from the polar axis up to this line that we would make straight out to that point. And that we're going to call that angle theta. So just like with rectangular coordinates, we're going to have an ordered pair, but our ordered pair now is going to be r theta. So we're going to get the distance from the pole and the angle from the polar axis. All right, so here we have a polar graph, and we're asked to plot these 2 points. Point A is the point 2, 45 degrees, and point B is the point 5, 7 pi over 6 radians. So our first point is going to be 2 away from our pole. So here's our pole here in the center. We're going out 2, so it's going to be somewhere on this circle. And it's 45 degrees from our polar axis. So here's our polar axis. We're going to go up 45 degrees, which is this line right here. So our point is going to be right there. That's point A. And sometimes I find it helpful to first look at the angle and then find the radius. So if we go up 45 degrees, we know it's going to be on this line, and we go out 2 from there. All right, point B is going to be at the point 5, 7 pi over 6. Now, and since I had to draw this graph, I didn't put all the lines that you're going to have on your graph on here. But we know that 7 pi over 6 is a little bit more than pi degrees. It's a 1 pi plus 1/6 pi. So we're going to be we're going to be coming down this way somewhere, and we're going out 5. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and point B is going to be right about there. So that's how we plot points on a polar graph.